Hello everyone, this is our Junior Certificate Mathematics lesson, and today we are looking at revision mathematics paper 2. These are structured questions, so I expect to be having a set of mathematical instrument and a calculator, because those are the resources we are going to be using in this paper. Question number 1 says, construct a triangle ABC with AB equals to 10 centimeters, angle BAC, that is the angle at A, 55 degrees, and the side AC is given as 7 centimeters. That is part A of question number 1. So let us construct this. Like I said, I expect you to be having a set of mathematical instruments, because you are going to need a ruler, a compass, and a protractor to work out this question, and I believe you do have that. The first part says AB is given as 10 centimeters. So you'll take your ruler, measure a line 10 centimeters. This is the line AB, and it should measure 10 centimeters. And it's up to here. We can label one side to be A, and then this other side label it as B, because you are told that the line AB is 10 centimeters. So you have to measure the line 10 centimeters, and then one end is A, the other end is labeled as B. And then from here, it says the angle at A is 55 degrees. So you have to measure the angle 55 degrees. Right. You will measure the 55 degrees from line A. So this will be, the 55 mark will be here. That's where our 55 is. And then after that, draw a line from point A passing through the 55 mark. So you'll take a ruler and then draw a line from point A passing through the mark that you have marked for the 55 degree. So this simply means we will have this. And then you just draw a line of any length. So we'll draw that line from point A, passing through the 55 mark, going in the upper direction there. So what you're simply saying is the angle between the line you have drawn and line AB is 55 degrees. And then you told that the line AC is 7 centimeters. You told that the line AC is 7 centimeters. So you'll use your compass, measure 7 centimeters using your compass, and then put the compass point at A, and then cut the line that you have drawn. So let's measure the 55, rather the 7 centimeters using your compass. Make sure that you open your compass to 7 centimeters. Then from there, you put your compass point at A. So this is what you should do. Put the compass point at A. And then make an arc along the line that you have drawn, the 55 mark. And what we are simply saying is from point A up to the arc, up to the point where we cut the line, the distance there is 7 centimeters, and that's where your point C is. So you'll write this as C. Then take a ruler, draw the triangle, because you are told that ABC is a triangle. So all you need to do is to take a ruler and then join B to C. Let's join B to C. Right, that's where the ruler is. Now join the point B to the point C. Let's join that and see how the triangle is going to look like. That's our triangle. You can now remove the ruler here. So this is the triangle that you expected to construct, triangle ABC. Remember, in this question you were given an angle at point A, and then you also given the side AB as 10 centimeters, and then the side AC, which is 7 centimeters. Now all that you need to do is to start by drawing the line AB 10 centimeters. After that, take your protractor, measure angle 55 at A as per this question. Then from there, draw a line from point A passing through the point that you have drawn, which is the 55 mark from the line AB. Then you draw a line from point A passing through that point. Then from there, we are told that the line AC is 7 centimeters. So you take your ruler, measure 7 centimeters, then make an arc along the line that you have drawn, which is the 55 line mark. So that will be your triangle which you expected to construct. So we have answered part A of this. We have constructed the triangle. Let's look at part B. Part B says you are to draw the perpendicular bisector of AB. So you are to draw the perpendicular bisector of line AB. So it's an issue of bisecting line AB. So how do you bisect a line? All that you need to do is to take your compass, put it at point A, because you are expected to bisect line AB. So you'll just put the compass point at A. Then after putting the compass point at A, you open your compass to at least more than half the line AB. It should not be less than half the line AB. It has to be more than half line AB. And make sure that the compass point is at A. So this is where our compass is. And then you make an arc at the top of line AB as well as at the bottom of line AB. So all that we'll do is to make an arc at the top of line AB. So this is the arc that we expected to draw. And then also make sure that you make another arc at the bottom of line AB. Right. Make an arc at the bottom of line AB. So that is the arc that we are expected to make. As you do this, make sure that you don't tamper with the compass size. After opening it, you no longer tamper with its size. You maintain the size of that compass. Then, after this, take your compass point to B. This is where our point B is. The compass point is at B. Now make another arc such that it crosses the first arc that you have drawn. And this is how we are to do it. And then make another arc such that it crosses the bottom arc. So this is how we are to do this. Then after this, you can see that the two arcs are crossing each other. We got an arc at the top, two arcs at the top crossing each other, and then the other one at the bottom crossing each other. Then take a ruler, draw a line passing through those two crosses of arcs. So this is what we expected to do. So we can have this, okay? So this is the perpendicular bisector of line AB, and this is how you do it. All you need to do is to make sure that you put your compass point at A, and then open your compass to at least more than half the line AB. Then make an arc at the top, make another arc at the bottom, then change your compass position, put it at B, make an arc such that it crosses the first one at the top, and then make another one crossing the second one at the bottom. Then take your ruler, draw the line passing midway through the point A and B. That's how we draw the perpendicular bisector of line AB. We are revising Mathematics Paper 2, Junior Certificate. Then we are at question number 2. Let's look at question number 2 and work it out. It says, the diagram illustrates the speed of a truck over a period of 100 seconds. This is the diagram that we are having. And then it says, you are to find the speed of the car after 20 seconds. So this is what we have. It says you have to find the speed of the car after 20 seconds. This side should be speed. And then the bottom part here is supposed to be time in seconds. The time is in seconds. Right. Then the question says find the speed of the car after 20 seconds. We'll just go to 20 seconds. 20 seconds is here. And then we go up. Where we meet the line, we go vertically, rather horizontally. Then up to a point where we meet the y-axis. So what we'll do is to go to 20, then go up. When we meet the line here, you go horizontally. And this is what we get. So according to this, you can see that after 20 seconds, the truck should have traveled the speed of the car will be 8 meters per second, because the speed is given as in meters per second. So the speed of the car after 20 seconds will be 8 meters per second. And then we need to write the 8 meters per second here, because that's what we got is 8 meters per second. That is the speed of the truck after, says the speed of the car after 20 seconds. And then what about B? Calculate the acceleration of the car during the first 30 seconds. It says you are to calculate the acceleration of the car during the first 30 seconds. So let's go to the graph and check where the 30 seconds is. This is what we have. The 30 second, it's along the line from this point up to this, because the 30 second is here. And then the question says you are to calculate acceleration at that point. Now, what you need to do, in a speed time graph, what you need to do to find acceleration, you just have to calculate the slope of the line. So what we can do is simply to pick 2 points along this line, from this point up to here. Pick 2 points from there and then calculate the slope of the line. The slope of the line in a speed time graph represent acceleration. So we can pick the point 0, 0 and the point 40, 16, because there is the 40, 16 here. All that we need to do is to pick any points along the straight line that we are working with. What we can see here is the line is straight from the point 0, 0 up to the point 40, 16. The question says we are to calculate the acceleration at after 30 seconds. So the 30 seconds is along the straight line. So we can pick any point along this straight line, because the slope of the line is the same at any given point along it. So all that we need to do is to pick any 2 points. We can pick the point 0, 0 and the point 40, 16. Or you can decide to pick the point 30, 16, rather 30, 12 and the point 28. But as for this question, let me pick the point 0, 0 and the point 40, 16. To use them, find the slope of this line. So the points are 0, 0 and 40, not 140 but 40, 40, 16. So these are the points that we are having. And then how do you find the slope of the line given 2 points? To find the slope of the line, which is the gradient, is given as the y1 minus the y2 divided by x1 minus x2. So this will be 40 minus 0 divided by, is a 40 minus 0 divided by 16 minus 0. And then 40 minus 0 is 40 divided by 16 minus 0 is 16. And then we can divide by 4. 4 into 4 once, into 0 is a 0, and then 4 into 16 is 4. So we have 10 over 4. And then 10 over 4 can also be simplified further. 4 into 10 is 2, remainder 2 over 4. And this is just 2.5. So the speed of this vehicle, the car, is 2.5. Rather not the speed, but it says, let's check the question. Calculate the acceleration of the car during the first 30 seconds. So what we are simply saying is the acceleration is 2.5 meters per second squared, because the units for acceleration are the meters per second squared. So this is the acceleration after 30 seconds. And then the next question says you are to calculate the total distance covered in the 100 seconds. You are to calculate the total distance covered in the 100 seconds. In a speed time graph, the total distance traveled is found by finding the area under the graph. So good.
Stand by. Action.
Let's go to question number B. It says calculate the acceleration. You are to calculate the acceleration of the car during the first 30 seconds. So all that you need to do is to pick any 2 points along the line from the point 0, 0 up to the point 40, 16. Because what we can see here is from the point 0, 0 up to the point 40, 16, it's a straight line. And the 30-second lies somewhere along that line. So all that you need to do is to pick any 2 points along that, and then you calculate the slope of the line. Because in a speed time graph, the slope of the line represents acceleration. So we can pick the point 0, 0 and the point 40, 16 to find the acceleration of the car at 30 seconds. So let's pick the point 0, 0 and the point 40, 16. So these are the 2 points that we are going to be using. The slope of the line is given as y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. So if we take the 0, 0 point to be the first point, then it means our x1 is equals to 0, and then y1 is equals to 0 as well. y2, which is the second point, y2 is 16, and then x2 is 40. So we can now substitute in the formula for the gradient, which says y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. So the gradient will be, our y1 is 0 minus y2. y2 is 16. This is y2, 16, divided by x1. The x1 here is 0 minus x2, and the x2 is 40. So what we have is 0 minus 16 divided by 0 minus 40. And this will be minus 16 divided by negative 40. And what we can see here is you are dividing a negative number by a negative number. So the negative number, the negative and the negative will cancel each other. So let's have 16 here divided by 40. Then you can look for the highest common factor, which can go into 16 and 40. You can check 8. 8 into 16 is 2, and then 8 into 40, it's 5. So what we have is 2 over 5. And we can write this as a decimal number. 5 into 2 is 0. Add a 0. 5 into 20, it's 4. So what we're simply saying is the acceleration here is 0.4 meters per second squared. This is how you find the acceleration of a car along a given point. All you need to do is to pick any 2 points, then find the slope of the line at that point. The slope of the line in a speed time graph represents acceleration. So as per this question, the acceleration is 0.4 meters per second squared. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our revision exercise. Welcome back from the short break. We are working on Revision Mathematics Paper 2, Junior Certificate, and we are at question number 2, where we are working using a graph. So let's have a look at the next question on the same graph. The question says, calculate the total distance covered in the 100 seconds. So all that you need to do is to find the total distance traveled. And in a speed time graph, the total distance traveled is found by finding the area under the graph. So all that you need to do is to find the area covered under this graph. So let's go to the graph and then check the area. The area will be the total distance traveled. We have this. This is the graph. So all we need to do is to partition this into shapes which we are able to calculate their areas. We can have the first area. We can partition the first one to be this. That is from 0 up to 40. And this shape is a triangle. So the area of this will be half. It's half times 40 times the height, which is 16. So the area for the first one is half times 40 times 16. Let's go and work it out. It's half. Area of a triangle is half times 40 times 16. And then 2 here is 1. 2 here is 2. Meaning we have 20 times 16, and then 20 times 16, 2 times 16 times 2. You can use your calculator because here you are allowed to use your calculator. 2 times 6 is a 2, and then 2 times 1 is 2. How am I multiplying? Let's multiply this using a calculator. It's 16 times 20 is a 0 here. Then 2 times 6 is 12, carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So the area for the rectangle, for the triangle, not rectangle, is 320. This is the area for the triangle. And then we have to go on and find the area for the rectangle within the same graph. We managed to find the area of the triangle. That is the area for the first triangle is 320. Then we can partition this up to here. So this is what we have. But this is from 40 to 90, meaning the length, or rather the width of this rectangle is 50, because from 40 to 90 is 50 times 16. So the area of the rectangle here will be 50 times 16. So the area of the rectangle there will be 50 times 16. And then what is 50 times 16? We can take a calculator, multiply 50 times 16. It's 50 times 16. It's 800. So this is 800. We have found the area of the first triangle to be 320. The area of this rectangle is 800, and then we are expected to find the area of the last triangle, that is from 90 to 100. This forms a triangle, so we have to find its area. So how do we find the area of a triangle? The base here is 10, and then the height is 16. So let's work it out. The area of the last triangle will be half times 10 times the height, which is 16. And then this will be 2 here once. 2 into 16 is 8. And then the area is 10 times 8, which is 80. And then all you need to do is to add the three areas. 320, which is the area for the first triangle. 800, which is the area for the rectangle. And then the area for the last triangle is 80. So we add the three. It's just 320. It's 800 plus it's 320 plus 800 plus 80, and it's 1200. So this is simply saying the total distance traveled. Distance traveled is equals to 320 plus 800 plus 80, and this gives 1,200 meters, because it was given in meters per second squared. So the total distance traveled is 1,200 meters. This is how we find it. All that you need to do is to partition the graph into shapes which we are able to calculate their areas. Then in this case, we partition them into the first triangle, giving us 320 as the area, and then a rectangle giving 800, then the last triangle giving us 80. Then we need to add the three areas. In this case, we got 1,200 meters. This is how you find the total distance traveled in a speed time graph. All you need to do is to find the area under the graph. And then the next question says, the graph above shows line M. Find its equation. So this is the line that we are having. This is the line M. And then you are expected to find its equation. How do you find the equation of a line? You just pick 2 points along. You just need to pick 2 points along that line. We can see that there is the point -5, 0, which is this point here. And then the other point is 0, 5, which is the point over here. 0, 5, and then you can now calculate the gradient, because the equation of the line should be in the form y equals to mx plus c. So the gradient here will be 0 minus 5 divided by, is the 0 here minus the 5 here, divided by minus 5 minus 0, and then we get minus 5 divided by -5. The equation the gradient gives 1, because negative number by negative number is 1, not a 7 but a 1. This is 1. So the gradient here is equals to 1. So what will be the equation of the line? The equation of the line should be written in the form y equals to mx plus c. The m is equals to 1, and then what about c? You can just pick c. You can pick c from your graph. The c is where the line cuts the y-intercept. So this line is cutting the y-intercept at 5. So the c is equals to 5. So our c is equals to 5. And then the equation of this line will be y is equals to x plus 5, because it's y equals to mx plus c. So our m is equals to 1. Now when it's 1, we don't write it. We don't write the 1 there. It will just be y equals to x plus 5, where the 5 is the y-intercept. This is how we find the equation of a line. And I want to believe you have understood today's questions. And I want to encourage you to keep revising these past exam papers, because they will help you understand some concepts. And where you don't understand, you'll have time to go and ask for help from either your colleagues or teachers.